Alright, October 22nd, keep that date in mind because that's when we're coming back with another episode of what's free and cheap to do in Liverpool during the half term and the Halloween holidays. It's going to include music stuff, film stuff, and even really random stuff, and of course spooky stuff. So October 22nd, tune in to What's Out.
It's the opening night and they're lighting the lights. The orchestra is tuning to make sure they sound right. It's time to start our show tonight.
Hi there, I'm Laura Harris and I'm the Company Director of Chalice Media Limited. I'm also the Director of Macbeth, which we performed here at the National Waterways Museum back in September.
I walked into the studio and she just went and played Macbeth. And I was a bit scared because it was the first touring production we've done and it's Macbeth.
Yeah, mine was quite similar. I got a text off Laura and she was like, do you fancy coming to the audition for the part? And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go, see how it goes. And then she was like, yeah, I'd love you to take on Lady Macbeth. And that was quite a daunting little thing, but I was like, I'll definitely give it a go.
The first thing she said to us in rehearsals was that Macbeth is Shakespeare's biggest tragedy, whereas normally he's played as a villain from the start, which takes away from the tragic bit when he dies. So Laura was like, I want you to be crazy, but normal at the same time, and then slowly get crazier. So it's been really hard to try and get the right points to show craziness, and then eventually just crack, and finding the right point to crack that isn't wrong.
But yeah, I very distinctly remember having my first library card that was my own, not like my mum getting books out for me. And the first book that I took out of the library myself was Much Ado About Nothing. And I sat and I read it over the summer and I was laughing. And so yeah, maybe a bit of a strange child, but I love it. So if we can kind of get that to translate and, hopefully get more people to enjoy Shakespeare and not think, oh gosh, it's a barrier, because there's so much in it. There's love, life, death, tragedy. It's amazing stuff. So we always try and take it out of, we never do anything traditional. We never do that. You'll never find any Elizabethan costumes with us.
And she's also set in a sort of punk era, so your costumes, does that make a massive difference as well?
Yeah, I think it would. I think it's, it just separates it from the old English and being set in that such old time, and I think it helps you being able to bring modern emotions to an old style play, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And
it frees you up, doesn't it? Because
yeah.
If you're in the old attire, you kind of get stuck in playing a more rigid character, I think, because they were.
Yeah.
Whereas you get put in these costumes and you feel just a bit more like, I can just
be yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah.
With costumes and that.
I think it's brilliant, actually. I was a bit, when I first heard, I thought, oh, is that going to work? But when she brings it all together, when you see it with the lighting and the costumes and the sort of steampunk weaponry, it looks fantastic, and it really suits it. It's one of those sort of modern takes that really works with Shakespeare, because it doesn't always. Sometimes modern Shakespeare can look a bit odd, but it just suits Macbeth so well.
It's that rustic kind of feel to it, and I guess especially like you said, you know, kind of diesel punk style that we're wearing goes really well with this area, you know, especially inside it being slightly older and, you know, just a little bit creaky and dark. I think it really adds the atmosphere to the play.
I think it's how close the audience are to us as well.
Oh yeah.
Because compared to like the Forum where there's that like little bit of distance where the seats are, and you come here and they're right in front of you. So when you're being angry and shouting at them, they're there, and they're getting it full on in their face.
Yeah.
Macbeth's gone really, really well. The first dates we did were at the Forum Theatre in Chester, and yeah, it went really, really well. The audiences there were really receptive. I think we had a quieter audience on opening night. Sometimes you do. Saturday night was amazing. They were so engaging, it was brilliant. But what was really, really nice about that was that people who hadn't previously seen us took a chance on coming to see something at the Forum because, you know, it was on their doorstep or whatever, and we got a lot of exposure from that then, you know, really positive kind of stuff, people tweeting about us and some really nice reviews. So then consequently we thought, right, we'll bring it up to the museum, which is our sort of like home place, so it seemed right. So that's when we've come and kind of taken over the island warehouse here, so yeah.
It's been very good. It's been enjoyable. The reception that we've got from the members of the audience have been very good and positive. So it's been.
Because you never quite know what you're going to get when you put it in front of an audience, and they've been finding bits funny that we didn't know were funny. They've been finding laughs in a lot of Corey's scenes. You've been getting lots of laughs, haven't you, honey?
Whenever it's my scenes, I've always been like the comedy genius and the Harry Hill of Macbeth.
There is a scene where we're sitting around the fire, having a little bit of a drink.
As you do.
And it's the verse from the play, Laura decided to put to a song, so we've got a real beat going. And I decided to get the audience to start clapping, and then doing this to them, and it was a bit hit and miss in the Forum whether they'd join in.
We had about 3, didn't we? We wanted to throw them fish because, you know, there was only 3 people clapping. But here, it was amazing.
Everyone started clapping, it was brilliant.
And then that just spurs us on then, doesn't it? And I don't know what I was doing, but it worked, whatever it was, so.
Which 3, because the verses interspersed with double toilet trouble. They get longer as it goes on, so mine's quite short, and then
I've got the longest.
Is massive. So which 3 gets really excited and it starts getting weird, so we're a bit...
Hold on a minute.
So when you've finished, the music cuts out and you have to, all right, everyone, get the audience to settle down. And they loved it.
Yeah.
They really went for it. Everyone started clapping, which we've never had before.
We've had whoop whoops. We had whoop whoops. We've never had whoop whoops before.
Loads of woos.
It was just fabulous. It's the best we've ever played, isn't it? Really, the best. It's fantastic. It's just brilliant.
Last night.
I have a bit where I come on and I've been fighting on my own because obviously everyone leaves Macbeth because he's just crazy. And I was putting the makeup on my face, the blood, and all of a sudden I was just like, because it was proper thick and sticky, and then I was doing it, and all of a sudden I was like, why is this so runny? And it was just like pouring. And so I was on stage and I was like, I can't do this, and I can't hold my nose, so I was just going, and then poor Corey, who plays the kid that I have to kill, was like on the floor and I'm crying over him, and when he's dead he opened his eyes like this, and I was bleeding onto him, and he was trying to keep his eyes open, but he was like...
I didn't know about that. I just thought I thought it was fake blood dripping on my face, and I'm glad I didn't know, otherwise I would have just freaked out. And then when I got off stage, everyone was just like, "Let's get you washed up," and I was just like, "It's only fake blood." And then they said, and I was like,
We actually started here at the National Waterways Museum as a theatre group. There was a group of under 14s to 14, 16-year-olds who were filming a short film project for somebody who was then going away to university. They were then just going to be left to flounder around, and I came in and took over and took them from that into being a drama group. And then from there we became the Boaty Theatre Company initially, but didn't exist as a proper company, so then we spread out and Chalice Media Limited was formed. But yeah, this has kind of been our home. This is where we started from. We've performed outdoors here and in various locations across the museum, and each sort of Halloween and Christmas we kind of take over. Halloween we do a whole site experience, which is quite a spooky tour, and we have sometimes over 100 actors performing here.
Cool. So after Halloween, what's next after that?
After Halloween, we usually do something sort of Christmas time, but we've not conclusively decided what we're doing yet. However, we do want to be doing we're looking forward to our next Shakespeare project, which is going to be Othello. We were going to run Othello and Macbeth both together at the same time as a bit of a tragic double bill, but there were several reasons came up for why we couldn't do that. But actually, as it turns out, it was really, really good, because it meant that I could really focus on Macbeth a lot more and put a lot more into that, and I'm really pleased with the way that Macbeth came out. So yeah, Othello is going to be our next one, and yeah, hopefully get another little tour going with that. It'd be nice to do so. So we're always on the lookout for you know, auditioning people, so yeah, check us out.
Cool. And how do people find out more information about you?
You can either log on to our website, which is www.chalicemediagroup.com. You can get in touch. We've got a studio in Ellesmere Port, which is Chalice Media Studios, 8 Cambridge Road. It's only down the road from here. Or like get in touch, you can give us a call. Our number is 0151 355 0367. But yeah, no, all the information that you need is on the website. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @ChalicePro. Yeah, and we're always updating that, so yeah.
Each week we bring you all of the latest film news.
From interviews with filmmakers and actors, to local events, to the new cinema releases.
Join us every Tuesday evening on Bay TV Liverpool.
So I'm the creative director of Trade Acting Schools. We have schools across the northwest, so we've got them in Cannock, Stoke, Kendal, Wigan and here in Liverpool. Yeah, so Tread was set up in 2007 with myself. I got injured in Mamma Mia, unfortunately, in the West End, so I had about a 10-15 year career in the West End productions, and unfortunately I had a back injury which was irreparable at the time. So myself and my wife, Helen Noble, who's formerly of Channel 4's Hollyoaks, we set up Tread Acting Academy in Liverpool as one school. It was over in Grafton Street, and then that transferred from here over to the Ellesmere Centre, and then quite a lot of people got wind of it, and we had quite a big influx of students, and they liked the teaching that we gave. And it's not a fame academy, it's very much based on professional acting skills, and then we took it kind of across the northwest to, I'm originally from Cannock in Staffordshire, Helen's from Wigan, so we kind of went to areas that we knew and wanted to offer really professional training at an affordable price for people, so so everyone could access it, and it's just really grown from strength to strength. So this is our 8th year, we just had our 8th anniversary. I think the main aim of it is not about the expansion, it's more about maintaining the quality. It's about giving students an opportunity to find their voice. They don't have to be going on to an acting career. It's about them being good citizens and learning skills that are going to help them in their everyday life. Again, it's not a fame academy, it's about building the individual from the inside out. So my main focus is to make sure they don't come in and expect to be the next big thing. If they do that, great, but if they develop a whole load of skills from the sessions that we give, then that's kind of great for me. As rewarding as anybody becoming a West End actor or a TV actor, it's more about them becoming a fully rounded individual.
How long have you been with the group?
Since day one.
Since day one? Oh wow, when was that?
8 years ago.
8 years ago. Okay, and why did you sign up?
I just like to watch a lot of X Factor and stuff at home, and then my parents just kind of forced me and I really enjoyed it, so I stayed.
My sister used to come here, so like she told me how good it was, and I used to go to like an old drama club, but then like when I came here I was like, oh, it's so much better.
Yeah, and why was it so much better?
Because it's just, you get loads of experience, loads of new skills.
When I got there, I was playing games, everyone was really happy, nice, made me want to stay.
I've learned how to like, how to just be more confident in myself and how to act around other people.
Well, I think the main thing about, kind of the skills that we teach them, it's empowering them, it's kind of giving them the chance to think for themselves, kind of certain drama games are great and, it's essentially a game, but when it's based on life skills, they have conversations every day, it's about listening and responding, their actions affecting others. So if they're in a classroom situation, if they're the class clown, is that going to affect other people? So it's just training that second to think before they react. So a lot of my work as well is done in schools with students who struggle in mainstream education, or if they, it's not necessarily a naughty boys club, but it could just, it's kind of trying to get them to reflect and think about themselves as individuals and how they present themselves, So again, very much down that life skills route.
I remember when I first started studying Greece, and I was Sandy, and I was like so made up because it was like my first ever time.
I got a part in the King and I in the Empire through Tread. I was only one of the children, but it was a good part, good experience, and we've done different like pantomimes, different musicals in Tread, and without Tread I wouldn't have been in good parts in some of my school plays. I was Dodger and Oliver, and a good part in our Back to the 80s musical this year.
So Helen, a couple of years back, set up Tread Management, which is an acting agency for some of the young students. So a lot of them have been on TV recently. So one boy did Silent Witness and Harriet's Army for CBBC. Another girl's just done the Wizard of Oz, the UK tour. We've got a boy currently on the UK tour of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which is going to be coming to the Empire Theatre, I think, quite soon. That is Toby Gretton. He's playing the role of Benji alongside Jason Donovan and Duncan James, which is great. All the students here have done professional panto, so I write and produce professional productions, so we did a 3-week tour last year. So they've all had a very good kind of experience of professional theatre and the way that it works, and a lot of our production shows will bring in professional actors to work with them, so they get an insight of what it's like to work as a professional, so it's really good.
Cool. And what's your next production show?
So it's Beauty and the Beast. So I've written it. It's kind of it's a bit of a panto-y musical theatre comedy take on it. It's mixed in with loads of popular songs like Uptown Funk, Shake It Off, Up, Demi Lovato, Shut Up and Dance. So it's all West End standard choreography mixed in with like a quirky Shakespearean type of script, it'll just be a really good feel-good show. And I think panto, being the original art form for of acting, commedia dell'arte, is really good for them to get their teeth into, because it really gives them all the disciplines all at once, and they have a really good time doing it, which is great.
And it's not too late for people to come and join you, is it? No.
No. So we've had the last few weeks as taster sessions. We start rehearsals in earnest in a couple of weeks' time. So obviously, if people do want to join, they can contact us via the website. So it's www.treadproductions.net, or they can email us. Obviously, finding the address on the website there. We'll take new people in for the forthcoming weeks, and if not, we'll just have a waiting list for people if they want to join again after the production in January, which is on Saturday, January the 16th. So obviously, my background as well, I come from a family that kind of got divorced when I was quite young, and I would have never had the opportunity to get involved in any of this. And my ex-deputy head teacher took me in when I was very much younger. When I was 15, I was in the school shows. I played footy all my life. So myself and Helen are very big believers that it shouldn't be elitist. It should be affordable for everyone. So the sessions are £10 for 2 hours. So it's £5 an hour to come along to it. There are no upfront terminal fees, so it's £40 per month. And as long as the students are enjoying it, then they keep coming. And if they decide that it's not for them, then obviously they can leave and pursue other things. So that's absolutely fine.
I'd say join because it's like a really good experience, and it's to find out whether it's like acting's for you or not. Like you really get to know if it's something that you want to do.
It's been amazing. Yeah, I've loved every second of it.
It's just really fun, and it's like a big sort of family. It's like a second home. Give it a go because it's definitely worth it.
I think what's a good testimony to Tread is that we've got the likes of George and Luke and Natalie that have been here since its inception, from the very first day, and I've watched them grow. That's an exciting thing for me. Being a performer, and being on stage, there's a certain element of control, because when you're performing and you're doing something, you're in control. It's when you pass it on to them and you see them building that set of skills and then you watch them grow. That's something really magical for me, you know, to pass on my experience but see them actually achieve, which is, you know, kind of the main thing for me really.
It's the opening night and they're lighting the lights. The orchestra is tuning to make sure they sound right. It's time to start our show tonight. There's sensational scenes, the cast of your dreams, and razzle-dazzle dancing like has never been seen. It's time to start our show tonight.
Hello viewers of Base TV Liverpool, my name's Sean, I work for Base TV Liverpool and I'm here today to tell you about how you can be involved in some of the programs we put out on the channel each week. Now before I go into any of that, there is a little catch to all of this. The only catch is that you must have your own editing software on your laptop or your computer. If you've got your own camera as well, that's absolutely brilliant, that's just an added bonus, but you do need your own editing software and a computer and a laptop to do it on. So the shows that I'm looking for help with are for the film show that goes out each week, and for that I'm looking for someone to come along and film some interviews or do a location report and just take the footage away and make it your own piece. It's roughly about 9 minutes each time, so it's not too long, so it's quite doable really. The other show is the theatre show where it's all done on location and I need someone to edit this and ideally shoot it as well, that'd be great. So this is really open to anyone who feels they're creative, who's looking for work experience, who's looking to expand their CV. So if you feel this is for you, then please just get in touch via the email address that's coming up on the screen now, and maybe I'll be speaking to some of you very soon.